Hello everyone, welcome back to Field to Road Garage. I am finally getting rid of this rusted area on the original Blazer door jamb piece, and I have laid the Blazer piece over top of a piece I had left over from the cab that I used, and as you can see I've already cut through here and here while it's been overlapped into this piece. So I'm going to further continue to cut this out and then show you the fitment afterwards before I weld up. Alright, so you can see the area that I cut out. These are the two pieces. Obviously this is what I want to get rid of, and that's what I want to replace this part that was all rusted with, that came from the donor piece. And you can probably tell this one is slightly oversized than this one, and that's because when I overlapped this onto the donor piece, it would, how do I put it? So because I had one over the other, this length would have been off if I had made, if I had made this cut. I would have had a much bigger gap there to fill. So I made this piece oversized so that I can put it in place underneath and then use a marker or a scribe or something to that effect to scribe a line onto here where I need to make the final cut before I weld it in. So as you can see, with this temporarily clamped into place, there's no space there like you can see there, because I have yet to trim this repair piece out. So I'm going to do that now and show you how it fits afterwards. So there's how much I have to cut off. I'm going to cut right on that black line. That will be the thickness of the marker tip, which when I'm done cutting that off should leave me with a nice 1/16 of an inch gap, which is good for weld penetration. Stay tuned. So I've got it all lined up, and I've got my spacing tools, whatever, I forget what they're called, but they're great. They work really well at having your two pieces of metal that you're going to weld be perfectly level to one another. So anyway, that's how it looks all mocked into place. I'm going to fire up the welder and get it burned in. Alright, so here it is all tacked into place. You can see right here that the metal is a little bit thin, so it's melting as it welds. I've got the temperature of the welder turned down quite a bit to get through this, so I'm going to continue on with finishing the weld. This is a perfect example as to why I would love to own a TIG welder as opposed to my cheap MIG welder, but it's not winning any beauty contests at this point. It still has to be ground down to flush, and it will definitely look a lot better once the excess of the welds are taken down. So stay tuned. To start off with, I'm going to use my angle grinder with a flap disc on it to knock down the majority of the welds, and then from there I will use, where is it? I'll use a simple roll lock to fine tune the finish work. So as I said earlier, I'm not trying to win any beauty contests, but for the most part with the flap disc, that's where I'm at right now. Knock down the majority. I'm going to use my air grinder with the flap disc on it. I've also got some other roll locks that I'll use, and yeah, we'll get that nice and smooth. I also wanted to point out, you want to make sure on the back side that your welds get full penetration between that gap. Otherwise, when you grind this surface, you're going to find hairline cracks from where your weld didn't penetrate and you pretty much ground it all the way. So stay tuned. All right, so about 45 minutes to an hour later, that is the final result. I'm pretty happy with that. Any low-lying recessed areas you see, you know, those little areas, don't focus too much on trying to get them perfect, because that is what the metal filler that I use is going to take care of. And in the end, once it's all sanded down, filled and sanded down, it's going to look like it was never touched. On the back side, it doesn't have to, all the welds don't have to be ground down absolutely perfect. They just have to be down far enough where they're nice and smooth, so that when it mates up to the other surface that these spot welds are going to be re-welded to, that's all that matters. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my video. Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Every little bit helps. Cheers. All right, so this is that driver's side door jamb mocked into place. This is the area that I had done the repair on. Blends in pretty good. And you can see with the outer rocker, all that other excess rusted area that came to about here. All that rusted area will get cut out when this gets permanently put into place. And you can see how this good edge will meet up to the good repaired metal once I'm done. So there's still some trimming work to do. I don't know, the guy who did this must have been cross-eyed, but that wasn't me. It was on the truck cab when I bought it, and it had to be removed. As you can see, he didn't have the door in place before he welded the rocker into place, and so the body lines didn't match up well. So anyway, thought I'd share that with you. Cheers.